You got it. Okay, so we are solving trig. Whoa. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. The first thing you need to know are what's called, your book refers to what's called principal values. Okay. They're your friends. Principal, good. Okay. For sine and cosine, so basically what this does is restrict on the unit circle where you have to look. Okay. For sine, yes.
Is that 1 over 17 or is that supposed to be 20?
This is 1 over 17. Okay, so for sine and tangent, we are looking at quadrant 1 and 4. And that's in that notation. So basically all we're doing is paying attention to values here on the unit circle. Okay. So if you're asked to solve for principal values, you're only paying attention to that side of the unit circle. Okay. For sine and tangent. For cosine, it's quadrant 2, 1, and 2. That was weird. So 0 to 180. You're looking at these values. Okay. So your book puts that in there. Never seen it in a calculus class, that word, but you will need it to solve these problems in your book. So you show. Okay. Okay, so we'll start I think we'll start with something I think you can actually do first. Just to kind of show you what we're looking at. Good? It's still writing. Moving on. Okay, solve sine x minus 1 equals 2 for principal values of x. This is the same, just about the same. This is an algebra problem. Okay, a lot of people get mixed up because it says sine in it. Okay, it's basically the same as this. You just have one more step, right? So I would add 1, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to add 1 here. You know what? That's not possible. Check that. I had something in my mind and I didn't execute it properly. Are we having mirrors of yesterday? What I should have done is this. And I'm going to erase that too. 2 sine x equals 1. That's what I should have done. That was in my head. I just wrote it down wrong. So this would be the same as that algebra equation. Okay. The problem we would have had with the other one, sine x equals 3, is that possible? No, because the amplitude's 1. It can't go up to 3. Okay, so that's why I changed. So we're going to divide by 2, right? So here we would be done, right? That's done. That one has one more step. Yeah, you need to figure out x. This is what we haven't done yet. So is there a spot where sine is 1/2 on the unit circle? 30 degrees? And that's also pi over 6, right? Okay, you can... A lot of times your book is gonna say express it in terms of pi. That will be radians, or express it in degrees. So you'll get direction there on which type of answer to put down. It might also give you an interval to look at. Okay, so let's look at...
Wait, do we only do 30 degrees because it's telling us that we're only focusing for 90 degrees?
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for making sure we're good there. Sine is 1/2 if you extend this unit circle in 2 spots, right? We're looking for the principal values, so we stay over here. Okay. Basically, it's going to give you one answer most of the time. Most of the time. So, thanks, Cade. Let's look at another one. So these are pretty straightforward. Hopefully you're good. That. Oh, wait. Yeah, 1 and 2. Yep. Good? Okay, so we're going to solve this time root 2 cosine x minus 1 for principal values. Of x again. Okay. So these are functions or equations where there's only one sine or one cosine, or a tangent, or something of that nature, where you're not having to worry about multiples. Okay. They're usually pretty straightforward in this format. So, ideas? Yeah. Am I going algebra 1 on you guys? Is it driving you crazy? Oh, it's just math class. It's driving you crazy anyways. And remember, if you're having trouble, you can solve that equation. It's just another step on that at the end. Okay. All right, next. Yup. What's so funny?
Me.
Oh, well, yeah, good point. Okay. Is there ever a spot where that occurs?
No.
Yeah, we have to move the root, so. So we need cosine x equal to root 2 over 2, which is 45 degrees or radian. Yes. Beautiful. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait. Let's see.
Can you show us this earlier?
Sure. The tan's going to be very similar on this end if it's just tangent. Okay. I'll have to make it up, so let me. Okay. Equals 1/2. Oh, that is ugly. Okay, you're going to get to the point where we're going to start throwing more than one function inside those equations. You have to deal with them using identities. Okay. So is there an identity that can simplify this? Remember that tip I gave you, number 1, change to sine and cosine. Same tips apply here as before. So right? Yep. So refresh your brain cells. That's why I gave you the warm up today on that. These cancel. We've already solved that, right? X is 30 degrees, or pi over 2, 6, pi over 6 radians. Okay. Those are the ones that start to get a little bit more messy. Let me show you one more, and then I'll be done. I'm trying to pick which one I want to show you real quick. So, tan 2x minus root 3. That's kind of ugly. That's ugly. Yeah, sin 2x minus root 0. Okay. If we need to solve that. Okay. So we're going to add one. Yeah, first. Okay. Here's where, what identity do we need to use? Yeah. 2 sine A cosine A, because this is a double angle, right? So there's the identity is that. Okay. Then divide by 2. And this is where you really have to put your thinking hat on. Is there a spot where sine times cosine is 1/2? Okay. Okay, can you look at your unit circle and find a spot where sine times cosine is 1/2? You're just looking at the coordinates and multiplying them and see if you can get 1/2. Okay.
You can at 45.
45. You got it. Okay. So if you look at your unit circle. Nice work, guys. Root 2 over 2. That's 45 degrees, right? If I multiply those, I get 2 over 4, which is 1/2. Okay, so that's where this gets a little bit messier, when you have to start thinking in terms of using those coordinates in different manners. Okay. So I'm going to stop there. These are the more, like this is kind of maybe a medium, all right? But the rest of those should be pretty easy to take care of. I think if you want to start, I've split this up into kind of an easy and then medium hard set for the homework for you. And yeah, 5 through 9. 16. Granted, I'm giving you another day to finish 7.4. But please give at least the 1 or 2 of these a try. I was gonna make them do tomorrow, but since the other yesterday, we'll just give you till Friday. Okay. But these you should be able to take care of now from what I showed you. If you're studying for your test, remember the spiraling is where I get those types of problems. Okay, so have that in your minds.
Before you go,
Okay.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Where did you get the cosine when you have the identity?
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, the identity is right here. Right? This is sine double angle identity. So I can take that and substitute it right in for sine 2x. Don't mind the letter change. It doesn't matter. But that's what that does. Okay. Yep, and you'll be using all sorts of those tomorrow. A lot more. Any other questions? Okay. Hey, good job today. Much better. Your brains came to school. I guess mine did too.
We have another bench.
Yeah, let me shut this off.